We are back, YouTube, with another banger video. Tinder texting breakdown. Using psychology, science, and AI, well, using any of that looks, money, or game crap you hear from everyone else on the internet, because we don't do that here. Now, you may be thinking, Denny, not another texting Tinder video. I'm tired of it. Relax. Don't worry, guys. You don't need to cry. You don't need to go, wah. Trust me, I've got you covered, okay? You don't need to be little bitches. I can tell you right now, straight up, don't worry. We've got a better one. We have the Bumble texting review, okay? Something different, something unique, and I'm gonna be showing you how you can use Bumble to kill the game, because all the men on Bumble are pretty chopped. It's pretty easy competition. Everyone on Tinder is giga tryhards these days. Everyone's using my strategies and everyone's doing what I tell them to do, and that's why they get results and you're not. You listen to my advice, you'll get the best results in the world, and then you'll be able to brag at your family dinners that you slept with 7 girls off of Tinder in a week. Trust me, just listen to me, okay? Anyways, do your results look like this? Are you getting 4 likes on Bumble? Do you feel like the Bumble algorithm is out to get you? Because I want you to know this is for you. Let me show you my clients' results first. This is the type of stuff my clients are pulling. Easy 100+ likes, okay? I know Bumble doesn't show it, which is not ideal. It kind of kills the purpose of the video, but Bumble caps out at 50+ likes, and this guy's over 100+. He has like 200, and that's all in a matter of a day. It is that easy. Okay, now you already know what we can do with Tinder, right? You already know the capabilities that we have with Tinder. Look at our results on Tinder, it's just phenomenal. As a matter of fact, let me pull up one of my accounts right now for you. Look at this, guys. 304 likes in less than a day. Look at these likes. This is the kind of results that you should be getting on Tinder. If you're not getting these results, then yeah, these are the results you should have. Now I'm going to be doing some live texting at the end of this, so yeah, you can see that. But if you're not getting results like this, what are you doing? Anyway, here's another account with 1,500 likes. That easy. Anyways, before we begin, here is what we will be covering. Bumble profile setup. Yes, we'll be discussing the setup of Bumble because it's slightly different, because they're a feminist app, so it's going to be a little bit more tricky with these guys. Then, we're going to be talking about the full click setup, okay? The hookup texting scenario, okay? We're going to be going through the entire process, baby, and then live texting, which is I know what you guys love. I've got some crazy live texting for you. Now, let's get straight into it. Bumble profile setup, alright? I won't bore you with the details. After all, last video was a Tinder profile setup. Everything was on Tinder, blah, blah, blah. No one wants to hear it anymore. However, with Bumble, there is one key difference. You're not allowed shirtless pictures. But hold on, is that a shirtless picture? Let me explain to you guys. Only some shirtless pictures are not allowed on Bumble. It's a little bit different. You need to experiment what works. Some pictures get removed, some don't. For example, this picture got removed due to it looking purposely exposing. Look at the picture. Literally, he's the main focus. Of course it's going to get taken down. Now, this picture, however, was allowed. Why? Because the purpose is he's on holiday. He's in Dubai, guys. So obviously the shirtless picture is completely okay. He's definitely not, you know... Yeah, Bumble's just a weird app for weird feminists. I'll be honest with you, straight up. It's just a feminist app, which is why they're so strange around these rules. Like, I would argue these pictures are the same, but they think because that's got purpose, that works. Anyways, since it looks like a casual lifestyle shop, that's why they kind of let it go. That's what this says according to their rules. Now, here's an example profile. Turn best photo off. We know what the swipe stopper is, okay? Do not verify. It looks too tried. If you verify as well, Bumble will have all your metadata and your ID. They'll have everything in their back pocket, and then they can just basically ban you and shadow ban you from the algorithm. Do not give them your ID verification. If you do, you have to get to me, because I'm going to have to find a way to scrub your data off of Bumble's software. So if you're shadow banned, come to me. I can get you unbanned off of the apps really easily. I know a way to scrub you off of the database. It's pretty straightforward. I found a way around it, but I'm gatekeeping it, so haha, gotta gatekeep something. Anyways, turn best photo off, right? Okay, pretty straightforward, as simple as that. I'll explain to you what best photo does. Basically, it just shows you best photo of what Bumble thinks is going to do well. You don't trust Bumble, you listen to me, because I am the one that knows what is the best photo, so listen to me. Anyway, don't verify, guys, like I said. Moving on. The rest is garbage. You can use whatever you want. Bumble doesn't give you the best kind of features or interests, whatever. It's kind of shitty, I'll be honest with you. Bumble's not the best. Tinder and Hinge is cool. You can actually put some interests that are actually relevant and will get you results, but Bumble's like, what do you admire the most in person? Empathy, openness, loyalty, humility. Like, shut the fuck up, no one cares. Prompts, however, here's some cool prompts. My most random skill: making a minute rice in 58 seconds. This one goes crazy, bro. The girls love this shit, bro. Trust me, they love it. Now, why does it work? A prompt is a response due to a minute being 60 seconds long. yet he makes the rice in 58 seconds. Outlaw principle. Now, what if I told you we're all the same height laying down? This is another great prompt. This is prompt number 2. I love this. I'll tell you the story behind this one. I was on a night out when I was walking with Max, one of my guys, and we walked past these two young guys in uni, and they were both had the arms around each other like, we're gonna get all the girls tonight. And the other guy was like, yeah, but we're short. And the guy goes to him, we're all the same height laying down anyways. And when me and Max heard that, we burst into laughter. At the end of the day, that was probably one of the funniest things I've heard. Great prompt, guys, especially if you're a short king. Now, why does this work? Because it pokes fun at the short king hate while being a sexual innuendo. Anyways, my real life superpower is changing my hair. Okay? Why does this work? Since it relates to the profile. The bio was chosen to our client, therefore we cannot show it, but pretty much profile setup is completely easy as that. 4-click. Hookup texting scenario. Time to give you guys a reminder, a recap lesson from the last video. Do you remember the ISCC framework? Do any of you recall from the last video? This beautiful specimen. Intention, sexualization, commitment, and closer. Now we will do a deep dive into sexualization in this video. I'll be doing a complete masterclass on the first step of the framework. So starting off, we will do innocent questions, sexual ascension, dig deeper, make her open up, and then comfort, and then ascend again until close. That simple. Now that you understand the aim of what we want to accomplish, let's continue. This is the girl, her name is Georgia. As you can see, this is Georgia, this is what she looks like, and this is how the conversation goes. She opens him due to the profile setup. Everything was harmonious, the pictures and the bio, plus the prompts. This made it easy for her. Every client that I work with uses AI pictures unless they choose of their own volition not to. AI pictures is the future. If you're not using AI pictures, you will lose. It's just the sad, honest reality and truth. You must use AI pictures. Even my most attractive clients use AI pictures. AI pictures is the future. Anyway, moving forward. Your opener should prompt a response and get her brain thinking while piquing her interest. She needs to find out if they're thinking the same thing. As expected, she wants to find out what he is thinking. This leads directly into our hand, okay? Now we show her our hand here with this opener. The more unexpected outlandish response, the better. This is a sexual innuendo. And since it's suggesting they'll be doing something with the cream and not eating it, it gets even crazier. She is highly interested, so it's looking really good so far. So basically, by mentioning the organic whipped cream, hooking her in attention, and just leading her to believe in something, it gets her interested. And she is already kind of hooked. It's kind of like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? When it comes to like a dirty thought, it's like two dirty-minded people coming together. She knows exactly what she's thinking. And that is the power behind it. Now, here we make our intentions clear so there is no confusion. This makes it clear, and that it's a sexual favor, and it's more of a joke at this stage, but it should get her mind going wild. Since this is so out there, imagine what else he is into. Basically, you want the girl to think you're this crazy guy that is into crazy things because it's exciting. I'm thinking of licking the whipped cream, by the way. Like, doesn't get any crazier than that. To girls, it's the right amount of crazy. You don't want to say something too crazy to the girl where it's like, you don't want to start going crazy into BDSM, because the problem with that is it might scare the girl. But licking whipped cream off a girl is pretty vanilla, I'd say. It's crazy, but it's not that crazy. This is the kind of idea you want to be around the middle ground. You don't want to be too crazy, but you want to be crazy so you stand out from the rest of the losers on this app, okay? Now, as you can see, when that happens, she will reciprocate very well. And this is a positive sign, which means we can increase the sexual texting to a next level, okay? And this is where we make it very clear what we'll do to her with the cream, and we just tell her what she wants to hear. Starting off relatively innocent with neck kisses and sucking on her, etc. Basic foreplay, okay? But yeah, you just want to start really unreeling the story, really start telling her more and more and more, okay? And as you can see, she says, okay, please hurry. Now she's highly invested, showing urgency, meaning she could want this to happen tonight. We'll need to text her more to be sure, because you don't want to get ghosted. We explain further, traveling down her body as if they were actually about to have intercourse. The aim is to get her warmed up so we can move to more crazy messages to speed run the first meetup. By doing this, you will sleep with her in the first 30 seconds. I'm not joking. I've met girls, and as soon as I got to their doorstep, they literally just invited me inside and took my shirt off, and they just started having sex with me. Like, dude, we haven't even met yet, and just because of the stuff we said over the internet, she was just down to fuck, bro. It's that simple, down for a shag. That is the power in doing this. Now, she's clearly getting flustered at this stage, meaning she is engaged and might even be able to meet her on the same day. Her messages were very fast too. She said, why are you doing this to me? Because it's hot. I was thinking of way crazier things, to be honest. Tease her a little bit more here, suggesting this is nothing, it's just the beginning. We want to get her mind laser focused on sex. So let me just put this in simple plain English for you. We're basically telling her this is the beginning. It's going to get even crazier. Wait until you see. And then, as you can see here, she says, very not fair considering how far away you are right now. She said, our client lived quite far away, and she called it out. But since he was happy traveling a little for this girl, we continued. We assure her, make her feel special, make it sound like a fairy tale fantasy. Then we rotate straight back to the sex topic since she was steering the conversation elsewhere. We needed to take control. Now, she halfway buys the story, but is still a little skeptical. It means we need to put a little bit more work in, a little bit more legwork. She doesn't ignore the head game message, another good sign as well, meaning she is still interested. Of course, she qualifies herself too. So as you can see, I said to her, tell me what's the wifey's head game like. And she said, had no complaints, XO, typical stuff. Every girl says the same stuff, but it's a good sign. And she said, wonder how many of your wifeys have said that. It's just a shit test, guys. This is how you handle the shit test, okay? You say to her, only the special ones with the name beginning with G. So now we made her feel special. So obviously we joke around here, make her feel a little bit more cool, make her feel lovely, and then she is the only wifey girl, and this guy is not a boy, he's just, you know, he just likes Georgia, right? That's just the way it is, guys, right? Anyway, we challenge her. Since girls love pleasing men, she has to accept. Then we put the image into her head of making him finish and getting a facial. Now I said, I hope you can make me, baby, it's so good running down your face. It's gonna look so good running down your face. See, girls, you want to basically put them in a submissive role. Anytime you act like you're the submissive person to a girl, they will lose respect for you, they will lose attraction for you. You don't want that to happen. You got to be careful. We don't want to act too needy. We want to keep it vague with soon. Then we play deeper into the princess fantasy since he will pick her up for a car. Straightforward as that. So we said to her, want to make you too. What's your favorite position, baby? So basically now we're just hookering her in because we want to basically figure out what she's into, and we want to basically just really get into her. Okay. Now, since she was adamant on making him finish, we act caring too. Since most guys can't do this, it sets them apart. Then we ask for her favorite position, which gives us even more animation. There's a lot of thought going behind these messages. You guys underestimate the strategies that I have, but they're not just, you know, they're not random. They're calculated. And that's why I get the results that I do. You got to be calculated. As you can see, really good sign for her. She says, don't need to pick me up, I've got my own house, Angel. So she's literally inviting us over straight away. She's literally giving a direct invitation for a quick shag. It's that easy. Now she mentions pure intimate, meaning she loves eye contact, hugging, and skin-on-skin closeness. This is all bullcrap because all girls want it rough, but it gives us a good idea from where to start. Now, selling the idea of him coming over so she doesn't need to worry about being loud, this is exactly what we said to her. I said to her, well, then we can be as loud as we want, which obviously means that she's gonna love it even more. And then I said to her, I'm thinking missionary to start with choking and strong eye contact, right? Missionary is very intimate, so we play on this, putting an emphasis on eye contact and choking, just basic border, like, you know, basic BDSM. It's just the most basic level. It's just what, you know, girls are into. Every girl is into it, unless you obviously like dominant women. It's just the most borderline BDSM. The BDSM gets deep, guys. It gets really deep. I don't want to go into it on YouTube. Anyway, now she was heavily invested in begging to basically be shagged. This is emphasized since she went distraught after we didn't message her back straight away. As you can see, she literally said, absolutely, please come back. So obviously now she's double texting saying, come back, we need to make this happen. And then we obviously keep going to the other positions. Since she was built pretty crazy, we mentioned doggy, validating her a little. So obviously now we're just giving her a pretty crazy visualization, right? And as she says, stop talking about it and just do it now. She clearly wants to have it happen now, okay? At this point we could have closed her, and you should have, if you're in this position. However, we want to tease her for longer to get her even hornier, because obviously we're just crazy guys, you know? We just get the best results in the world. Now we throw in another challenge, mentioning our client's size to get her excited. Girls pride themselves in their taking ability, so she will happily accept and oblige. As expected, she wants to please him, so of course she will take it all. She literally said, I will try my hardest. Now she was being very compliant, so we validate her good behavior since she seemed to have a bit of praise kink. Basic stuff you want the girl to moan, of course, otherwise you're not doing it right, okay? Now a bit of a dry response from her, meaning we need to either take it up a gear or close it. It falls in between the two. Basically what we did here is we dangled a carrot on a stick in front of her. If she completes this task, we will come and pretty much sleep with her. It's that simple. Now quite a boring reply. She clearly has little imagination or experience, so we tell her what we will do to get her mind racing again, okay? We need to pretty much explain, because as you can see from her response, she seems like an illiterate, immature teenager. Anyways, girls love getting absolutely used, and now they won't admit this openly, but it's true. So we aim to bring that side out by talking about rough, making her pretty much, just too much for YouTube. Anyway, these are all things girls fantasize about most. It's the stuff that you losers watch on Pornhub all day that are watching this probably. Now, obviously, some of you watching this are great, high quality men, but there are some of you watching this that still definitely watch porn, don't you? Just know Deni's not ashamed of you. It's okay. You can raise your hand. I can see you there, John, and you, Tiago, as well as you. I can see you all. It's okay. Just get the Tinder service and you won't need porn anymore. Especially you, Paul. All of you guys, you need to understand this is necessary. Anyways, she happily accepts. We wanted more from her, but she is an ad, so we will try a different tactic. She clearly wants to be a good girl for him, so we'll use that against her. Then we tried to get more out of her, framing it differently this time since everyone has some kinks, even if they are vanilla. Okay? Now that she has given us some ammunition, we can craft a good reply. And now we just use everything she mentioned and put it in a scenario where it would take take place. Just tell her exactly what she wants to hear. You just want to tell her what she wants to hear at this point, guys. She admits how she is being teased by her messages again and again, which gives us the ammunition we need to continue. She mentioned teasing, so we dig deeper into that. Soaking the bed is what girls dream about, so if you can make her do that, basically if she thinks you're capable of that, it's just very powerful. You have full control over her. Then we get to do some thinking, since we were doing most of the work, and boom, she gives us more things to work with. Very generic, but still something nonetheless. Okay, now again, following the framework, dig deeper into her point, expanding on it, drawing attention to the fact she will get shagged pretty hot. She is very responsive, so this is a really good sign, and we could drag it on a little further and then close her. Most men are silent in bed, so we tell her our client is different since she asked for it. Again, we will just tell her what she wants to hear. And now she is pretty much begging. She is on her knees. Then we pivot to what we will do to her. Another cold read. Yeah, she loves being filled up, guys, with steaks and lots of expensive food. Totally. Yes, YouTube. That's exactly what we're talking about. Anyways, here we throw another challenge, seeing how many rounds she can take. So apparently this guy is 6-7 inches. The steak is 7 inches, guys. That's how much the size of the steak is, and that's what she'll be eating. Now she says, yeah, how many rounds could you take, baby? I want you all night. So obviously, yeah, we're gonna go rounds in terms of drinks and how many steaks she can have. Anyway, girls always say how many rounds they can last, but realistically after 2 they're most likely done. Most girls can't keep up with Deni, so do you know what Deni does? Goes 2 or 3 rounds. Girl says she can't keep anymore. Deni says to her, I have work, and Deni just goes and sees another girl on the same night, because Deni has 10 rounds in him and Deni needs 10 rounds satisfied. Some of you guys, if you don't have that desire or urge to sleep with a girl over 10 times in one night, your testosterone is low. You need more testosterone. Now luckily for you, we have a testosterone guide in the works and it's almost ready. I'm going to tell you now, it's the craziest thing in the world. Now that's just included as a bonus of working with me, by the way. I'm not going to do some stupid guru scammer bollocks saying testosterone guide. It's just something we give for free with the guys we work with because we care about them. Anyway, she has had enough of talking and she wants action now. As you can see, she even goes as far as to invite him over. She literally says, want to come over to mine now, winky face? See? So this is how easy it happens. We accept her offer, confirm a decision by mentioning how she won't be walking the next day. Literally blur the words, you'll leave my legs shaking, like just blur 2 or 3 words, making it seem like, you know, it's possible to read, but you don't know what it says actually. Now over here, guys, we still have the dream. We talk about how we will ruin her that night, exactly what she wants to hear. Okay, now she is getting annoyed, so we need to get her details. So she says stop barking and start biting. And obviously since she was getting annoyed, we had one final piece that she will be getting aftercare to, and then we accept and tell her that they will indeed meet that night. So she said, you're going to stay the night. Aftercare very essential. As you can see, aftercare is very essential, guys. If the girl says it, I'm telling you now, it just means I'm right. She asked about him staying the night to make sure she is not getting used. One last shit test to get past, and he said of course we'll give her the aftercare and cuddles. So if you promise to provide it, your success rate goes up. Now obviously if you actually provide it is up to you. The benefits of providing aftercare is, however, girls will likely want to see you more. I always give aftercare to girls unless I'm on a time schedule or whatever you want to call it, right? Now, so we ask for her address. She sends her approximate address. Obviously we want her full address. She sends her full address there. I'm not going to read that. And then after that, we pretty much just ask her to beg some more. This is a power move to degrade her so our client can pretty much sleep with her easier. And since some girls will talk all of this stuff on the app, they'll do a 180-degree switch up. To reaffirm it, we'll just say some more crazy stuff. We combine that with telling her, is she getting ready? We say stuff like, you know, I'll be ready, get ready, I'll be there soon, stuff like that. We're just basically amping her. And like a good girl, she'll do whatever she wants. We even say to her, you know, beg, and she says, I will beg however you want. It's that simple. It's just that simple. Now we play and degrade her a little bit more just to build tension up before the big meet. So as you can see here, she says, she wants to have her mouth water all over the juicy steak because it's a really nice 7-inch long steak. Yeah, bro, her mouth will be watering all over it. Anyways, we tried to get more info out of her. At this point, we just fill in the gap between the meeting. That's what we're doing. We asked if she's playing with herself, since this is what women do. They read porn instead of watching it, and that's what we delivered for her. She says, want to build all the tension up. She is with the program. She gets the message. And this is pretty much what's going to lead to her finishing faster when, obviously, the client sleeps with her. So essentially, we said to her, we want her to squirt. And this is to excite even more. Not much time pack here. She's just reciprocating. It's looking good. She even said she's going to cry. So it's that easy. Now we validate her a little bit by telling her she will pretty much orgasm as well and that she deserves to. Same as usual, we tell her exactly what she wants to hear. Now she expected, she loves it, okay? We also use, this is the final nail in the coffin, and boom, since our client was going to drive quite a distance here, we had to make sure it wasn't in vain. She doesn't reject and says she offers a Snapchat. This is a good sign, meaning she is willing to send them. But since screenshotting on Snapchat is a headache, we will tell her to stay on Bumble. And there you go, she sent them, so this means our client could pretty much leave to see her. This is commitment. And she said, so much to grab, right? So obviously, this shows that she sent some crazy pictures. We'll be talking about pretty much how he will spank her. and we will just ask for pretty much more just to fill in time, plus we want to play with her too. So yeah, so she was really excited. Now this is exactly what we wanted, and we ask our client when he can leave. We relay the information, then we push for crazy nudes. We sell it by framing it as a challenge for her to get him hard, and she objects. This is normal. We assure her, saying again, appealing to her praise kink. We call her a good girl. We will pretty much also supposedly match her and send something back. Objection again, but we don't give up here, okay? Now we tried to keep the original strategy going. Her sending nudes as a challenge to make his dick hard. Also, if she does this, he will pretty much shag her all night long, even though that would happen regardless. It just makes things better. Very normal. She has anxiety due to body dysmorphia or past experiences. Girls are all like that, but we just go on hard reassuring her how she is looking for comfort. We basically just tell her things like, you know, nice and sugarcoating it. We're going to tell her we're not going to judge her. We're going to tell her we're, you know, just going to be really caring. We want her to feel good. We just love the way she looks. And boom, she sends some more crazy stuff. She uses, and she has used time constraint to get out of it. And obviously we basically push harder and tell her that this is not a real time constraint. All she needs to do is take her top off, her panties down, and pull them down and send pictures. Now basically we just reaffirm her again, and we validate saying she doesn't need to be insecure, because why should she be insecure if the guy is going to go and see her, right? So yeah, so that's why she basically just continues to send. Now obviously to get even better news from her, we want to reassure her even more. Using the power of sympathy, we pretty much just keep going. We just keep reassuring her, okay? And we basically just also create an incentive by saying if she does send more nudes, my client will be obviously turned on even more. So as you can see here, this is pretty much going to work as easy as that. As you can see, we just got even more nudes. Anyways, now obviously we put a song reference here. If you get it, let me know. If you don't, then it doesn't matter. So he said, go on, move the panties aside, and I'll be in you all night. It's just a song reference, okay? We reassure again. We use logic as well. And this pretty much is going to work in our favor because they're going to see each other soon and we want to make it work. So pretty much she will be turned on. So it doesn't matter either way, okay? Now she's worried about him not leaving and also not being a catfish. So obviously we need to reassure her again. And obviously now, since she was concerned about that, now we basically reassure her, saying that it will take him a while to get there because he's a 40-minute drive away. Now we push for something even crazier, just trying to see how far we could push the envelope here, very in a way that we could pretty much beneficial to her, so that she can get pretty much shagged even harder. We're just creating a lot of benefits. Now, you can't send videos on Bumble, so that was not going to work anyways. So we just keep pushing. She says fair, you know, just keep pushing. That's all it is. Now, fair objection from her, so we change topics while our client is driving to her house. We basically just tell her to beg and reveal what she really wants. Now getting somewhere now, we're pretty much getting somewhere now. And now she's starting to text less dry and putting more effort in, as you can see. Now we're pretty much just reaffirming that he's actually coming along and not just stringing her along. Just no conversation, nothing to unpack, okay? She's clearly impatient though. Now a bit of a rhetorical question here, since of course she will be a little bit wet from this after getting told how she'll be used in the bedroom. Now the simple back and forth conversation, it's just pretty boring, it's pretty basic stuff. It's just the basic sexting. The second one, how it warms up for the idea of crazier things, that is a power sexting, since you speed run the process and get warmed up to doing things she would only do after a couple meetups. She agrees, so it's a good sign our client is in for a good time. It's that simple. We just confirm with her that she'll pretty much get her mouth pretty much, and she even says crazy sentence. You know, this is a crazy sentence from her. She's saying she wants to. Hasn't even met the guy yet, and she wants that to happen to her. Anyway, we just all build it up and keep going. This is why you need to get warmed up to you, then you'll get results like this. Okay, my results are the best for a reason. Now we go crazy with the message as we want to sequence the climax when he arrives, leaving the best for last to speak. Now we also ask, it's a bit risky because a lot of girls have bad experiences, but it's worth a shot nonetheless. Now obviously expected, she has had bad experiences, so we need to reassure her to make sure it can be pleasurable if done right. Now we go into that here, making fun of the guy who did it last, then frame it so she hasn't found the right guy yet, and of course our client will be the one to change it. She falls to the bait, and now it goes on the table first. Hookup, guys. See, this is how fast you can make a girl switch up on you. She can go from basically being a stranger to committing to doing crazy things. Now we sell the Princess Fairy Tale, of course our client will be different and treat her right. It's all contingent on her being good, and this is pretty much just going to keep her on her best behavior. She's just saying of course I will. Because obviously we just reaffirmed her, we just basically reassured her, we made her feel all good and nice. Now we just say something along the lines of you're just so obedient, we're just keeping basic conversation, as you can see. So at the bottom text messages are pretty much just some personal private details. I'm not going to show that on video. Just that straightforward and simple as that. They met, they slept together, it was that simple. Anyway, moving on from this, let's go on to the next part of the video, guys, okay? We are now moving on to live texting on Tinder, the favorite part of the video that you all have been waiting for. So let's move on to the best part there is. Live texting, baby. And I'll be showing you how that works now. So first girl we have here is Zoe. So starting with Zoe, let's take a quick look at her profile. So she seems like she's quite a artistic girl. She's looking and she's obviously quite into her wine. So what we're gonna obviously say to her is we're gonna say to her, do you fancy the what? Do you do the wine thing? Basically, this is where the girl shakes a glass. It's just something wine drinkers do. I don't drink wine. I don't really care for it, but it's just something girls do. Now this is a girl I've been having a conversation with. This is a different girl. She is obviously we use the Christmas tree line on her, and that's what we're following on through from here. And that's, as you can see, just the kind of framework we follow. We have a different girl called Jessica over here. She's kind of mid. She's kind of chopped. We bring up a special unique line here. This only works if you are not from the country. So with this guy, he's a British girl from Essex. My client is from America. He's visiting England, and we said to her, do you mum, with the British accent. Obviously, it's just a joke. It's stupid. Now we go back to obviously this girl here. We're just talking about sex positions to her so far, and we're just escalating sexually. Now obviously we're looking at this girl's profile at the same time as well, because we want to be moving fast. Now Olivia, this is a girl that obviously I looked at her profile and I thought that let's go for a pickup line of obviously talking about how she would get lost using Google Maps. So yeah. Now this girl, this conversation is going to be crazy. I can already feel it. Now the reason why I said what I said to her there, you want to think of it as in a way to set up a challenge for the girl, right? So you basically, I said to her, don't increase my hopes now. I'm trusting you. I'm trusting how long I'll last with you, blah, blah, blah. It's basically setting a challenge. So basically now she's going to say something along the lines of, oh, I'm going to make you finish really quickly. And that's going to make her try even harder in the bedroom and seek your validation. It's a really powerful technique. You want to use that quite often. Now Zoe, obviously we'll go back to her. She's saying that she's a professional wine drinker, nothing special, so I'm not surprised it says her in her bio. And then obviously we go into a little bit of a joke in the next frame, and we say to her, I could definitely fake a blind taste test and you still wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two. That is something that you can use to poke fun at them. I like to do that quite a bit because I think wine drinking is obviously a stupid activity. I mean, if you enjoy it, fair play to you, but I'll be real with you, I could give you a $10,000 bottle of wine and a $1 bottle of wine and you probably won't tell the difference. Being honest with you. Now obviously this is a different girl that we're talking to with the accent. Now obviously we're just taking the absolute piss out of her, saying, yeah, you gotta sound completely different, you know, when you moan. It's just bullshit, you know. But yeah, that's why you want to just play into that. Now obviously we go back to this other girl here. As you can see, this conversation is crazy so far. She's buff as well, man. Like, what the hell is that? Why is her arms big, bro? She's buff. She is a buff girl. But yeah, she's pretty much saying right here, come and sleep with me, come shag. It's that simple as that. So I said to her, but I like to throw numbers in to make it harder for you. That's obviously just to get her to real more. We want her to sexually commit more. Now over here, this girl, we just go back to her, just simple pickup line, and basically she changes the pickup line dynamic. She's like, you forgot to wear a shirt. So I said, yeah, because he stole them all. And he said, yeah, you can come get them back if you like. So again, we're just shifting the dynamic. We want to take control of the conversation because she's taking control of them. So yeah. And I said to her, you'll steal my underwear too then. So obviously now we're getting really sexual, and you'll see how that plays out when she replies. Now obviously she said, how about I just make it hard for you instead? That is a pretty good one from her. She's obviously talking about my, you know, clients. Let's just put it as simple as that. It's pretty funny. This girl's got some spunk. She's got personality, and that's what you want. Now obviously we said, well, that's a good one. Got to give her a bit of validation. Now obviously we said, if you're saying I'll last less than 30 seconds, then it's my mission to last 5 minutes. Now this is again just setting the challenge up. She's going to be obviously on top of it, and she's going to make sure that happens, no pun intended. Now I go back to this wine fancy drinking girl, and we just basically name one of a random cocktail bar or whatever. We'll see if she likes that. Now obviously we'll just leave it at that. Now I'll go on to Jessica again. So she basically asked, so do you live in the UK then? And we're just like, yeah, I do, whatever, because obviously he doesn't actually live in the UK, he's just on holiday. And now I'll just go back quickly to Noala. I don't know how you pronounce it, it's just Noala. Anyway, she said, good on text, wait till you get me in bed. We should make it a bet on based on who lasts longer. Guys, this is gonna be crazy. This girl's already hooked, and I said, I'm calling an hour. I'm very good at holding out before I orgasm. I mean, look at her replies, they're just world class. Now obviously I'm gonna say I'm just a pro like that. Now the problem with that is sometimes girls will call you out on it. Now let's talk about Lucy. So I think for this girl, we're just gonna say, you know what you remind me of, simple classic line, get it back on. Okay, now this girl said, only if you let me. Now obviously we're gonna change it and say you should do it anyways. Obviously we want to make it more sexually fun. Now in this scenario, this is a problem. She called us a slut. So now we've got to correct ourselves, and we've got to obviously change the way we are thinking, because that's not great. Because now she thinks we're a man whore. We don't want that to happen. So they say, not quite, just restrained. So obviously we're just saying, yeah, we're definitely not a man whore, I promise, innit? And we said, are you? So we're flipping on her. The autistic capitals is also because these girls are skibbity brain rot, you know. I'm getting old, and I would prefer to type professionally. Obviously, when I have a business to run and I have a lot of things to take care of, I do prefer typing properly. I know a lot of guys have commented on my typing and my spelling, but I type like this purely for the sake of girls. You know, girls do not want a guy that types in proper English. You know, no one wants to have a guy that speaks old Shakespeare English, sadly. But yeah, you just gotta type like a retard. It turns them on even more. And he said, am I? Yeah, sure, buddy. Look at the messages she said above it. She says, I have class. So yeah, now we're just gonna go back to it and say, I am classy, I can be. If I had said to her, you're not classy, look at the message you sent above, she would actually lose her mood of being sexual. You don't want to call her out on it, because then you're basically just saying to her, you're a whore the way you spoke to me, and then she won't speak to you like that again. You want her to continue to talk sexually. So yeah. Now he said, you're just scared to make your bet now. So obviously now we're just trying to throw the conversation back. We're just basically bringing it back. We're reeling her back in. Now this girl basically said, oh, that sounds like a threat. No, that's because I said you're going to live with me now. And it's because you're my wife, so shut up. So now we're getting a bit aggressive with this girl because she's quite submissive. You can tell from the way she is. Now obviously she'll let me take you to the Christmas markets as well. It's her wet dream. Now she said, you obviously don't have a lot of experience with Essex girls, so shut up and I'll give you something to shut up about. I lied to her saying my mum was well scary. It's all bullshit lies. I don't know my client's mum and dad. It's just lies anyways. So this girl is saying Alchemist wasn't great. How long have you been in the UK? I said a year now, so I'm a bit seasoned. And what's some nice wine bars? Obviously I don't actually know any nice wine bars in the area, because obviously where my client is staying is in the UK. I don't know it as well as I would obviously my home city in Manny. So yeah, we go to Lucy. We continue the pickup line with her. So she said, Lucy, you know who you remind me of? And I said, my future mother and, you know, future mother's daughter-in-law, some bull crap like that. It's just a simple line. Now, as you can see, this girl goes back to giving her bet. This is what we want. Sexual conversation is continued. This girl's crazy, man. She's buff as and she's literally made like steak. Why does she have so much testosterone? I bet this girl has more testosterone than some of the people that watch my videos. You lost less than 30 seconds with equal, and I do as you want for that night. It's more than vice versa. That's pretty crazy, I'll be honest with you. She might be a dominant girl, but yeah. What basically I want to ask her, what does that entail? I'll be honest with you. Just if I had to put it simply. Now obviously we said, how are you so good at sex? Yeah, we'll say that. And then obviously the idea here is we're going to basically slut shame her a bit, which is not great. You don't want to do it too much, but if you do it teeny weeny bit, it's okay. Now obviously this girl said you live in Manny, you seem scary, blah blah blah. So yeah, we're just chatting shit about Manny now. Now this girl Lucy, she says, well, that means we can bake and you can wash up. So we're basically with this scenario so far we're just talking about obviously baking and all of that stuff, the cutesy wootsy relationship crap. So yeah, just gonna keep going with that kind of style. And she said, no, I must be a pro taster. So obviously we're basically giving the dreams now. She says, God forbid a woman just knows how to please a man. I said, I'm not gonna be complaining. And she says, won't hear you complain when you're pinned down. Whoa, well, she's a dominant girl, let's just say that. That's pretty wild. She's probably like submissive men. I mean, she is buff. She's got as much testosterone as me at this point. Jesus Christ. Now my client likes getting choked in the bedroom then, eh? Here's a different girl, Laura. Hopefully she's a little bit more submissive and a bit more normal. She says so we just said to her, you look like you get lost all the time. This girl said, well, I don't know why she said well, but let's just see what I can say, because that's pretty boring. And I said, eat you out on top of the counter. Just a nice scenario with girls. I've done that plenty of times with them. They get absolutely wet for it, bro, guys. If you wanna have a great time with the girls, do a cooking date with them and then eat them out on top of the counter. I only do it with girls that I know are clean. I would never put myself in a position to do it with a guy I don't trust, because that's disgusting. But if you don't care about that stuff, fair game, have fun. So with this Noelle, the girl, obviously we just confirm whether she's a submissive man or not, and she says, whoa, we got a girl who knows her talents, so she doesn't want to admit that she's dominant. She is dominant. It's just that girls don't admit it straight away. Obviously, once my client meets her and he gets choked in the bedroom, then yeah, she will probably say, yeah, I am dominant. I mean, the way she's talking with the testosterone running through her veins. So yeah, I never said I wasn't here. If you don't, she said I never said I wasn't. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he's in for a treat. And he said, what's your talents? What do you want me to do if I lose? So yeah, we'll just see what happens there. But yeah, that's the conversation so far with her. It's not looking too bad. I'll be honest with you, this could be, sex and first night. Seriously, like I could just get her number and plug and play. It's that easy. Alright, back to a different girl. So obviously this girl said that this line was quite smooth. So we're just going to continue that framework. Say something along the lines of, let me show you my smooth dance skills on the floor. Some stupid, I don't know, golden retriever energy as girls like to call it. Obviously with Jessica here, we're just going to keep going. She said something along the lines of uni and knots, but we're going up for the day. I'm not scary, blah, blah, blah. I just called her scary because that's what she wants to hear. She said, Essex girls, you know, tell us to shut up and we'll do something about it. So she said, no, my mom is too posh and obviously blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of crap. It's generic stuff. We're just basically selling a dream before we get a phone number. So yeah, by talking about your family, you're just getting her more committed and invested. Now obviously with Noala, we go back to obviously what she's saying. She said defeats purpose, I tell you now. We want her to tell us because it's more commitment. So he said, give me some insights. Obviously we just want to break her a bit and get a bit of insights off of her. So obviously, let's get this girl's phone number. So she says her phone number in. Boom, that's her phone number. Simple as that, guys. Doesn't get any more basic than that. Now she said, how about you giving insight to how good my night's gonna be? Oh boy, this girl knows how to flip the spectrum, eh? Anyway, she said, in what context, with me on top or whatever. Now I'll go back to her because I give the best nights, obviously. So yeah, you won't last. So now obviously I did want to make it a bit sexual. As long as you don't step on my toes, we can do dancing together. So just some bull crap stuff that a girl wants to hear. Very generic, I know. Now obviously with this girl, we talked about some classes in ballet. It's just a bunch of bullshit. I don't know if my client's actually done ballet, but yeah. This girl, she said come and prove it then, so we're going to close her potentially soon. I think, let me see, I think it may be time to close her. Okay, so first we're going to say, I'll prove it, alright, what's your body count? So obviously I'm going to get a little bit more information out of her. Anyways, apart from that, let's commend the live texting here for this video. I'll have the next live texting at the end of next video, so don't worry guys, you're going to get to see the whole breakdown. There's going to be hundreds of conversations. I've got at least 6 hours of live texting footage for you all. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to run your account, or if you want me to manage your Tinder account and get you AI Tinder pictures, get the whole gist of it done. We have a whole strategy listed on our website. Check it out down below, and we can get that done for you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Peace.